Welcome back. A second video, I know, right? But I want to talk about this fit and the ULA changes that CCP posted today. But if you look at this fit, there's a problem. I have the micro warp drive, which makes sense because the ship has bonuses for it, but to use the scrambler and the webifier, I'd have to get close enough to the target to do it, and then they could disable my micro warp drive. So, back to the drawing board on this fit. So I got to the guns, and you see the difference between the. Somebody posted a comment on the video mentioning this problem and said to use the 250 guns instead of the 200 guns. The problem is that to keep the range that I need, I lose DPS. Now, one of the problems that I've spoken about in my previous videos is that I have a problem keeping range on mobs, so on rats. So I know I'd probably have a problem with an actual person. So this is going to take some thought here because I may need to go with the 200 and stay close. Okay, this is the fit that I'm going to go with because I think it fits my play style. I went with the 200 because, like I said, I have a problem keeping range, and thinking about this realistically, my first PvP battle, what's gonna happen for real? And I'm about to test while I talk about this. As you see, I have a dual. Somebody mentioned in the comments about dual propulsion, and I do have both the afterburner and the micro warp drive, and I'll explain that in a minute. What's going to happen with my first PvP fight? I'm going to be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, excitement. Then is Fraps running? Is my voice okay? Is the audio okay? Now by this time, I could be dead. So am I really going to say, okay, let's think about this logically. I have been targeted. I need to get in within range and do a webifier or warp or stop them from warping. No, I'm going to be excited. And I'm either going to have two choices, blow them up or get the fuck out. Those are my choices. So, I've decided to go with this fit because if I need to get away quick, I have the micro warp drive. If they disable my micro warp drive, I have the afterburner. I have the adaptive invulnerability shield to minimize my damage, and the two gyros to maximize my DPS. And this has a purpose. It's like hit and run, I guess. So what I'm testing right now is to see how my capacitor works with having the dual propulsion. And while I play around with that a bit, I'm drinking water. It's warm today. I'm gonna go outside after I do this. Actually, after I do this, I have a meeting with my son's teacher. Then I'm gonna learn about some wormholes, and then I'm going outside. But CCP released changes to the ULA today. They mentioned that people have been using scripts to change game mechanics in the game, and whatever system they implemented this morning, they found during downtime, they found 2,350 accounts misusing, going against the ULA. If I remember correctly, it was autopilot, like autopilot 0, which was not supposed to be used. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is that although I think the majority of these people doing this knew they were skirting along the edge, because this is not WoW, where these things are easily available to the average normal person. I think that they saw this many accounts. 35 grand is a lot to walk away from, so instead of doing their permaban, they just decided to give a warning first, 30-day ban. I'm mentioning this because I know a lot of people that came from WoW. And in the event, and in WoW, you are able to use macros and scripts and add-ons that enhance the game. But there are limitations on what you can do. So if you were one of those that came from WoW or other games that allow it and thought you could do the same in this game, and for some reason or another skirted around the fact that the EULA was against this, then now you know. And as you can see here, as I was about this, my capacitor was fine, switching between the afterburner and the micro warp drive. So now what I want to see, can I make it back to dock before this micro warp drive goes. My concern with using the micro warp drive was that I'd have absolutely no capacitor left to do anything else. But this is working out really, really good. I like this. So anyway, I'm going to put a link in the description to the change in the EULA. And I wish they would have found botters. I guess that's harder to find. But I'm glad that they're taking preventative measures. Now, for people like me that use Fraps to record, Fraps is not something that changes game mechanics. That kind of tool you don't have to worry about. And right now they're saying that they are limiting their scans of your hardware, the stuff on your computer, to things that would affect gameplay. And that we should sort of trust them that they're not going to go like WoW and just start scanning all up in your, stuff. But keep an eye on it. Be aware of it. Yeah. And so after testing this fit, this fits my playstyle, particularly with my first PvP experience. I am not going to be logical and calm. I'm going to be excited and die, most likely. So there's one more thing I want to talk about. She's so pretty. To me. She may not be pretty to you. But then you switch the camera, not so much. She looks like a baboon. Switch the camera again, and that beautiful hair. And then she's pretty again. So when I talked about her looking like a monkey, this is what I mean. She looks fine here. She's gorgeous. I love her. I wish Mass Effect 3 would have picked this hair. But when you switch the camera, those shadows on my tune, not so good. Oops, that's a thing about my meeting. I gotta go. See you guys in the next one.